We all go through moments of being overwhelmed or feeling a little bit unsettled. Let's try that again. We all go through moments of feeling unsettled or maybe a little bit overwhelmed. Various factors can contribute to that. I mean, perhaps load shedding for some of us. For those of you who are not from South Africa and are thinking, what is load shedding? That's a term that we use to describe scheduled power outages because South Africa does not have enough generating capacity. And that sound that you hear in the background, that's our emergency generator. I'm Melina de Kock. I am a registered counseling psychologist. I am registered with the Health Professions Council of South Africa. And this means that I can diagnose and treat patients who struggle with mental illness. I'm a psychologist in private practice and I work a part of a medical clinic in the Joburg North area. I really enjoy working with anxiety. I like working with depression. I do a lot of work with couples. And I also love working with moms from fertility struggles to postpartum depression and anxiety. Today we're recording from my private practice, which is a part of a medical clinic. And as such, there may be some background noises of some of the patients who have come in to see some of the other doctors. So today, I'm going to teach you 6 tools that you can use when you are feeling unsettled or incredibly overwhelmed. So what does it mean to be unsettled or to feel overwhelmed? I think the best way to explain this would be to say that it falls on a spectrum, with feeling unsettled and overwhelmed on the one end, leading all the way up to anxiety on the other. So some of the symptoms of this could be heart palpitations, your heart just beating out of your chest. It could be sweaty palms. It could be feeling difficulty to breathe or like there's this incredible heaviness on your chest. Another symptom that patients often describe is something that I like to refer to as angry butterflies. So they're these butterflies that are just moving all over your tummy. Restlessness, irritability, excessive worry perhaps. Those seem to be some of the basic symptoms. The first tool you can use is meditation or visualization. These techniques help to bring a sense of calm and balance and peace. It's done by closing your eyes and visualizing yourself in a really, really safe space. A space where you can touch base with the thoughts that are happening in your head. Perhaps move them out. It's a way to really connect to your inner peace, to stay centered. These techniques can be really beneficial for your emotional well-being and your mental well-being. The main tenet of meditation is to help you refocus your attention onto something calming. Now, there are many different types of meditative practices available. You just have to find one that really suits you and fits for you. There are a lot of resources available, online, apps, even on Spotify, certain podcasts. The second tool that you could use is lighting off a candle or burning some incense, maybe even lighting some sage. I tend to diffuse some essential oils, and essential oils have had research done on them with their stress relieving properties. Some of my favorite essential oils to diffuse would be lavender or chamomile, lemongrass or something citrusy. I think the idea with this is about, again, refocusing that attention onto something else, something that would be calming, and in essence, getting out of your head a little bit and externalizing to your surroundings and the things that are around you. One of the most important tools that you can use, and the one that's probably the most highly recommended, is to just take some deep breaths. Scientifically speaking, when we're feeling really overwhelmed or a little bit anxious, our nervous system is firing continuously. So what we want to do is try to calm our sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system down. We can do that by taking some deep breaths. One of my favorite breathing exercises, the one I teach to all of my patients, is called the 4-7-8. What you do is you take a deep breath in through your nose for 4, you hold for the count of 7, and you breathe out of your mouth for the count of 8. Let's try one together. So I'll count you in and you do the breath. Deep breath in through your nose for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and out your mouth. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's do one more. Deep breath in through your nose. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and out your mouth. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Good. Now, if you did those breath work with me, you might be feeling a little bit lightheaded, and that's totally normal because we're not used to breathing like this. This is something called belly breathing or diaphragmatical breathing. As humans, we tend to breathe intercostally. The breathing that you normally do is intercostal. It's very short, labored, lung work breaths. But to breathe diaphragmatically means that we're really getting that breath work into our bellies. The fourth tool that you can use when you're feeling a little bit overwhelmed or unsettled is having a warm beverage. The idea of a hot beverage is that it's incredibly soothing. And as a psychologist, I have a really mindful cup of tea to help me. So this would be using all of your senses when drinking your cup of tea and mindfully drinking it for the idea that I'm trying to calm myself down. For me, I really prefer to have herbal teas, but I'm taking in the warmth of the cup. I am watching the tea as it brews slowly. I am smelling the aromas of the tea. I'm taking a really mindful sip of my tea, feeling the warmth of the cup against my lips, the beverage in my mouth, and as I swallow it. The idea of this is that it's supposed to be soothing and that you're allowing yourself to be soothed by the warm beverage that you're having. The fifth tool that we can use when we're feeling overwhelmed or a little bit unsettled are grounding exercises. Now, these are really great exercises that are used to help us bring us back to reality, get us out of our head and out of the overwhelm that we're feeling. For myself personally, I like to take my shoes off. I like to feel the hard floor when I'm walking. I like to sit down on the floor perhaps and really just be grounded to reality. And one of the biggest tools and techniques that we can use is by using our senses to grasp the realities around us. So that looks like using sight. What are 3 things that you can see around you? Using hearing. What are 2 things that you can hear around you? Using touch. What are 3 things in my immediate availability that I can touch and really feel, something tangible? Scent. What is 1 or 2 things that I can smell? Maybe it rained. Maybe someone's cutting the lawn. And the last sense would be taste. This one's a little bit tricky, but what is 1 thing that I can taste? Perhaps you brushed your teeth that morning and you can taste the toothpaste, or perhaps you just ate something and you can still taste that. But by using our senses, we're able to ground ourselves back into reality and get out of that overwhelming feeling. The final tool, tool number 6, self-care. Honestly, this is my personal favorite, and it's probably the one thing that I tell my patients to do the most of. So what is self-care? Self-care is so much more than just taking care of yourself. It has to be intentional. It's an intentional act of refueling yourself. And the best way that I like to describe it is to use an analogy of a cell phone. When our cell phones are dead, we run to find a charger, to plug it back in and to charge that battery up. And we have to think of ourselves in the exact same way. So what act can we do that is intentional to recharge our own batteries? Now, everyone has different measures of self-care. Some people really love to gym or exercise, and we know that exercise is a really good benefit for mental health. Some people like to go on walks. Some people like to use journaling, which is a really important tool therapeutically that we use as well. The main tenet of self-care is that you're finding time, really carving out specific time to do something intentionally that maybe you don't get time to do. So this might be socializing with friends, going for a coffee, having a bubble bath, taking time to sit with yourself, by yourself, doing some breathing exercises or journaling. So today we talked about 6 tools that you could use when you're feeling overwhelmed or a little bit unsettled. The 6 tools were meditation, scent, breathing exercises, warm beverage, grounding exercises, and self-care. Now, if there's any piece of information that you're going to take from this video, take this. You do not have to do all 6 tools to help you feel less overwhelmed or less unsettled. In fact, if you try to do all 6, you may actually feel more overwhelmed having to do them. The point is that 1 or 2 of these tools will automatically help you feel a little less overwhelmed. So Perhaps you're driving in the car and feeling unsettled. Do a quick breathing exercise. Maybe you've had a long day at work and you want to come home and compartmentalize. Have that soothing, mindful cup of tea. Perhaps you've had a really tough week and you feel like it's time to recharge your batteries. Carve out some really specific time for some self-care. Have a bubble bath. Go for a walk. Take some time to sit down with your thoughts and journal. Any of these tools that you use are going to make you feel a little less overwhelmed. Now, if you've watched this video and if any of this sounds familiar to you or rings true for you, but you realize that the level of overwhelm that you feel is a little bit more severe, please reach out to a health professional to assist you. If you have enjoyed this video and if you found anything to be beneficial, please like and subscribe. We do have a lot more content coming. Just remember, your mental health is a priority, protecting your peace is important, and self-care is essential.